Welcome to The Explainer. You know, have you ever looked at someone and just wondered, how are they so good at solving problems? They seem to just navigate these huge challenges, make tough calls, and it almost looks easy. What's going on there? What's their secret? Well, the easy answer is to just say, oh, they're just smarter. But it turns out that's not the whole story, not even close. You can literally have two people with the exact same IQ, the same knowledge base, and one of them will still consistently make better decisions. The difference isn't raw intelligence, it's something else entirely. And listen, this isn't just some abstract academic debate. The World Economic Forum flat out says that this skill is one of the most essential things you'll need for the future of work. So getting a handle on this isn't just interesting, it's absolutely crucial. Okay, so let's dig into our first big idea here. This skill we're talking about is so much more than just being smart. All right, so if it's not about IQ, then what is it? What is this skill that allows some people to analyze facts, weigh their options, and just, well, make better choices? And that brings us right to the heart of it. We throw this term critical thinking around all the time, but what does it actually mean? The OECD actually has a really simple, elegant definition for this. At its core, they say critical thinking is the skill of questioning and evaluating ideas and solutions, instead of just passively accepting them as true. Let's break that down. This isn't just letting your mind wander. No, it's focused. It's intentional thinking that has a goal. And the whole point is to make sure that our beliefs and the actions we take because of them are based on reason, not just on a gut feeling or some random impulse. Now, to really wrap our heads around this, we kind of need to pop the hood and see how our own minds operate. So, based on the work of Dr. El Sayed Gabala, our minds are basically juggling three distinct but very connected jobs all the time. And if you can understand these three jobs, you've got the key to becoming a much better thinker. So here they are. First, you've got thinking. That's your inner analyst, right? The part of your brain that tries to make sense of the world. Then you have feeling. That's your internal judge. It assigns value to everything. Is this good for me or is this bad for me? And finally, there's wanting. That's the engine. It creates our urges and drives us to actually do something. Now, here's the kicker. These three functions are not separate. Not at all. They're in a constant dynamic conversation with each other. I mean, think about it. If you think you're in danger, you immediately feel afraid, and then you want to run away. See? They're always influencing each other. And right here, this is the secret sauce. Critical thinking is the act of consciously using your thinking function to step in and guide your automatic feelings and your impulses. It's how you go from just being reactive to actually being in command of your own mind. So, we know what it is, we know how it works in our heads, but why does it matter so much in the real world? Like, why should you care? Well, it turns out this isn't just about winning debates at the dinner table. There is a direct, measurable link between your ability to think critically and your success out there in the professional world. I mean, check this out. A major study tracked college students after they graduated. They used a test that measures exactly these kinds of skills, critical thinking, complex reasoning, and the results they found were just staggering. Let's just zoom in on one piece of data. College grads who had lower scores in critical thinking were significantly more likely to be working in an unskilled job 2 years later. We're talking 15% versus less than 10% for the high scores. That is a massive real-world impact. And the benefits just keep coming. You can think of it as a master skill. When you improve it, it causes this amazing ripple effect. It strengthens your creativity, your problem solving, your ability to see things from other perspectives, and even your ability to deal with uncertainty. All of this leads us to the most important question of all. Is this something we can actually get better at? Yeah, are some of us just born with it, or can you actually train your mind? Well, the fantastic news is that the answer from educators is a resounding yes. You can absolutely learn it. But, and it's a big but, how it's taught makes a huge difference. There are really two main ways to go about it. The first is the bolt-on method. This is where you treat critical thinking like a separate class, a special one-off course. The other way is the infusion approach. This is where you weave these thinking skills into every single subject, from history to math to science.
And the consensus among experts is that the infusion approach is way, way more powerful. And that's a lesson for all of us, not just people in school. Thinking critically shouldn't be a separate task you do now and then. It's about learning to apply these skills to everything at work, in your hobbies, in the news you read. It's about learning how to think, not just what to think.
So let's just end on this. The way you think literally creates your experience of the world. It directs your feelings, it drives your actions. So the only question that's really left is, are you letting it all happen on autopilot, or are you going to take command?